Hey everyone, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. Today I am very excited because I am teaming up with Holly from Hot Humble Pie, and we are bringing you something like crazy different for our style. And we are doing modern DIYs today. So buckle up because I'm about to take you on a ride. Ready, set, let's get into it. All right, y'all, this is the picture that started it all for me and I got my inspiration from, and then I just kind of took off from there. And if it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I don't. So this is the white vase, spray painted black from Dollar Tree, easy peasy. And then this is a metallic gold from Folk Art. All I'm doing is applying the paint to my sponge brush and then rubbing it on all of those little beautiful details so that I'm just hitting the raised edges and nothing more. I got this technique from Melissa at 4 Quarters Craft. I love it. It is great for stuff like this. And you guys, was this not easy? That's literally all we're doing to this piece. I feel like a lot of these are going to be like hacks versus like crazy difficult DIYs. So after that one, I took these, again, we spray painted them black, and then we're gonna go ahead and use the same technique. Now, the reason I brush my paint on my sponge is just so I have more control of like how much is going on there, because if you have too much, then you're gonna run the chance of it getting in all of the cracks that you don't want the paint going. So that is why I do it that way. All I'm gonna do is rub it all around. I did the same thing for the second one, and look how beautiful and high end these look. These can also be transitioned, y'all, into different decor just by simply changing the colors. Like I could see these for coastal very easily. All right, y'all, that was the first modern DIY. Please let me know down in the comments what you think about it. I am so happy that when Holly and I discussed what we wanted to do, she said, you know what, let's do modern DIYs. And y'all know me, that is definitely outside my comfort zone, which I've been trying to step out of lately. So I'm really happy that she had this idea, and I hope you're enjoying all of them. I really feel like mine are almost modern DIY hacks because they are so simple to do. And you guys, you know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the channel, if you're digging the DIYs, then make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And for those of you coming over from Holly's channel, hello, my name is Sammy. Welcome to the Unicorn Dust community. I look forward to seeing your comments down below, and let's get into the rest of these DIYs. All right, we are starting off with this brain teaser game, and newsflash, I could not get them back together. So needless to say, this DIY went way different than I had expected. I tried 2 brain teaser games and could not figure out how to get them back together. So anyways, we're gonna paint these with rich black chalk paint. I chose chalk paint this round because I live in Kansas. It was way too cold, and the spray paint was taking forever to dry. So I painted all of these. It comes in 6 pieces, painted all of them black, and then we are gonna go ahead and we are going to stack them on top of each other. I'm just using hot glue, and then just play around with it. You could even put these like back to back if you just want it as like a shelf sitter or like a decorative, you know, paperweight. I don't know. Ooh, you guys, this is gonna be a hot mess. Okay, so let's stack them on top of each other. Then I'm gonna grab that metallic gold from Folk Art. One of my makeup brushes that you guys, I've told you I can't throw away anything, so put your makeup brushes to use. And I am just getting the insides of our brain teaser games. So as you can see, it kind of forms almost like a diamond shaped, and I'm just making sure that I stay focused on the inside pieces of these. And I will also, so there's 2 of the diamond shapes and then 2 sunken pieces on the top, which we are going to paint as well. And then we're gonna do the same thing for our second piece. Now you can change this up with different colors. I mean, you guys, the bones are where it counts, you know? Okay, and then you see I start outlining the outside of them with the gold, and I really feel like it makes those sunken pieces kind of pop out at you a little bit more. All right, so now I'm taking this frame from Dollar Tree. I took the wood beads off already. Now we're gonna paint the back with white chalk paint, and I just did one coat. It was definitely enough. And then I am going to paint the frame with black chalk paint. And I did that because the frame had a glossy texture and I just didn't like it with our matte brain teaser block pieces. So after we're done doing that, we're gonna go ahead and put our sign back together. Like I said, these are super easy modern DIYs. So pop that in, make sure to cover the back of your sign too. I do that later. Now I'm just going to hot glue this in the frame, and I keep the other one freestanding because I felt like if you were to put it in a shelf or something, that can be like on the upper shelf to kind of tie everything together. So let me know which one of the modern DIYs are your favorite today. I do love this one. I love how it pops out of the frame. You're gonna hear me say it a lot, dimension, depth. I love it. Okay, you guys, so today I get the honor of working with Holly at Hot Humble Pie, and I have to say, this lady is like the queen of farmhouse shabby chic, and you can seriously learn so much from this creative, talented woman. She seriously is so educational in her DIYs. It's amazing. So I'm gonna leave her link for her channel and today's video down in the description box for you. And if you saw my picture, my thumbnail, it said 18 DIYs because with Holly and I together, we created 18 DIYs for you. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a sneak peek of what she created. And oh my gosh, you guys, look at how gorgeous these are. Okay, for our next DIY, I'm using one of these frames from Dollar Tree. This is actually newer to Dollar Tree. Then I'm taking the inside piece of the frame. I'm gonna go trace it out. You guys, I tell you, all of these started out with an idea and definitely went a different direction because they didn't work out. So I traced that. Then I trace the rectangle on the back piece as well. Now I take my hot glue, and my thought was on wax paper, you could put hot glue on. I do a nice little design, and I thought it would be able to peel off. Well, you'll see what happens after this. Okay, so then, you know, frugal me, instead of painting the entire background, I'm like, no, I'm only gonna paint the square. I'm not wasting my paint. Just paint the whole darn thing. Okay, so after this, I spray painted it gold, and I go to take it off. Well, newsflash, it doesn't peel off. So I rip it off. And I'm like, this is going to work. So I grab my scissors, I cut the excess wax paper off. Let me know what I did wrong, because I even tried plastic wrap and that didn't work either. So then I'm just gonna hot glue this onto the back of our picture frame. Now make sure when you're putting it back on, do not press hard because it'll melt through if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So after that, we are just going to put this back together. It fit in perfectly, even with like the raised texture on it. And you know, for those of you that watch my channel, I like to toot my own horn every now and then, toot toot, because I feel like this looks so high end, and I'm very proud of myself for thinking outside of the box with this one. So let me know what your thoughts are on this piece. Okay, you guys, so for our next one, this is definitely a hack, like for sure. These are candle holders from Dollar Tree, and then the new bath crystals that they have, which smell amazing. Oh my gosh. Now, usually people would put like the white pebbles in there. Well, I was like, no way, let's put these bath salts in there. They smell amazing. And imagine that on like your nightstand or a side table by the couch, and every time you sit down or you plop into bed, you get that amazing whiff of these bath salts. So like imagine like yeah girl, get your smell on, a chamomile one or something. Yeah, okay. So these picks are also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just twisting them in there. I leave the little clip on there, and they did so well with these picks this year. Like these look so high end and realistic. And look, you know, is it like a crazy hard, is it even a DIY? No, it's more like a hack, but I still think that they look gorgeous, and I will definitely be using these and definitely sniffing them every chance I get because they smell amazing. All right, so moving on to our next DIY. This is actually an ice bucket. And we're basically going to use the same technique that we did in our first DIY. I just knew when I saw this in my stash and saw the pattern on the bottom of it that it needed to be some kind of flower pot or something. So I paint the outside, paint like the first 2 inches on the inside just in case you see it. And then you could even drill holes in the little handles and make this a hanging planter as well, which was my first thought, but then I ended up just sticking to regular. So as you can see, again, we are just taking our sponge. I applied that gold metallic folk art paint to it, and I am just rubbing it on, and just like that, you have yourself a nice looking modern planner that ties into everything. I don't really know like what pieces to put in there, so I put a bunch of sticks. I wonder if that's modern. I don't know. Ooh, you guys. Okay. So these are actually from Dollar Tree. I recycled them from a Christmas DIY, and they were already spray painted gold. And I'm just taking some rubber bands. Now, I think these rubber bands, it would look better if they were the thicker, like old school brown ones versus these thin ones. But all I do is wrap them around. Then we're going to take them over. I'm going to spray paint them black. And whenever I spray painted them, the like rubber bands started kind of like popping off, almost like breaking. It was the weirdest thing. So highly recommend doing the thicker rubber bands on these. So after I'm done doing this, any day now, there we go. Then we take the rubber bands off and it leaves this amazing pattern on there. All we're gonna do with these is take some super glue, hot glue, stick the butts of them together, and you have yourself this really cool like shelf sitter, decorative piece, paperweight. I like how I keep on saying paperweights, like everything modern's a paperweight. I don't know. So I hope you guys like this. I thought it was really cool and it was really different, you know, and I liked it. Okay, so let's move on to this one. So this is a black canvas. These are from Arteza. I will leave the link for you down in the description box. And all I'm taking is the metallic gold, black and white, and I'm just going to use the same brush throughout this entire thing. And I am just having fun with it. I have no idea what I am doing. I just go horizontally, then I go vertically. I grabbed a new brush, didn't need a new brush, go back. Just when you want, if you want more gold or something, just make sure you put more of the gold on your brush at the time. But this really came out awesome. Like the gold in the paint, like brush strokes, that little bit of metallic showing through looked awesome. And there was blends of grays in there. I just thought this was fun. And this would be fun to do with your family as well. Put different colors in there. I really had fun doing all of these DIYs for you guys today. And look at that. I love it. It's really cool. It's different. It's unique. And I think that's a lot of what like modern is thinking outside the box. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. Let me know what you think. Okay. So this is another project that didn't turn out the way I wanted to. So at first I tried plastic wrap and the hot glue. That didn't work. Then I was like, you know what? The glass bowl is clear anyways. So then I just got my hot glue gun, a lot of hot glue sticks, and I am just going up and down in different directions. I'm just making sure I cover the entire bowl here. And it took some time. You could do different designs with this as well. I do think it ended up looking super awesome. But it did use a lot of glue sticks, so be ready for that. So you gotta go ahead and let this dry thoroughly. And again, we're keeping this on the glass bowl. It ain't coming off. This is the piece here. All right, so after we are done with that, I get this black, and look at how cool this looks, okay? So at first I thought I was gonna like saturate it black. Well, then I saw this and I'm like, oh, this looks really awesome. So I go over it with black. Then once that dries, I go over it with the gold. And then I turn it around and I'm like, this looks really weird and unfinished. So then I start making like drips on the inside with my glue gun Once that's dry, I do the same thing. I go ahead and I paint the inside with the black to tie it all in, and then coat it with the gold. So you can see right here how it brings up all of that depth and texture of the bowl. And I think it came out pretty cool. I mean, it's super different, that's for sure, but I think it is really original. And I love the depth and all of that texture that it brings. It's definitely an eye-catching piece for sure. All right, you guys, that was it for these modern DIYs. Thank you so much for being here and for watching something that's different than my usual. Make sure to go check out Holly at Hot Humble Pie and see all of the modern takes that she did.
My t-shirt. These are so soft. Okay. I'm just like never gonna get this backdrop right. I just need to get over it. No matter how I place the tripod, no matter how I hang this, no matter if that's not even on there, it always looks crooked. I blame it on the floor. I blame it on the do 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 do. That was so corny. But you're gonna go with it, aren't you? But you're gonna keep it anyways, aren't ya? Yep. Okay. What are you saying? Hi. No? Okay. Let's try this again. Hi everyone. No. You guys, hey, go. I don't need you crying in the background. Ow. Fudge. All right, that's done. Now let's finish all of your DIYs.